Hi students, welcome to my channel Thoughts of Physics.
In the video series of moving charges and magnetism, in this class I am going to explain the torque acting on a rectangular current loop placed in an uniform magnetic field. So whenever a rectangular current loop is placed in the uniform magnetic field, it experiences a torque. Due to that torque, the coil rotates or the loop rotates. So let us obtain the expression for the torque experienced by this current loop placed in the uniform magnetic field. So let us consider a rectangular loop, that is PQRS, is placed in the uniform magnetic field. N and S are the pole pieces of magnet which produces uniform magnetic field in this space. So in that uniform magnetic field, the rectangular loop is placed. The length of that loop is L and the breadth of that loop is B. Then the area becomes L into B. Area of this rectangular loop becomes L into B. Now this is the axis of rotation. So it is rotated with an angular velocity omega. Now here, whenever it is connected to the supply, so a current I flows through this coil. Current I flows through this coil. Now when current flows through this coil, so each and every arm of this coil experiences a force. So already we know that whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, which experiences a magnetic force. So now each and every arm, it experiences a force. Whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, it experiences a magnetic force. Now for that, so let us consider a simple case where the plane of the loop is in the direction of magnetic field. That means if you consider the normal to this plane, the angle between the normal to the plane and the magnetic field is 90 degrees. We know that the force experienced by the current carrying conductor which is placed in the uniform magnetic field is F is equal to ILB sin theta, where I is the current passing through the conductor and L is the length of the conductor and B is the magnetic field in which the conductor is placed. Theta is the angle between the length and the magnetic field. Now, so if you observe this rectangular loop, the arms PS and QR, these two arms in the same direction of magnetic field. QR is in the same direction of magnetic field and PS also in the same direction of magnetic field. So in this case, the angle theta is, that is the angle between the length and the magnetic field. The length and the magnetic field is 0 degrees. Now here theta becomes 0, then sin 0 is 0. Then the magnetic force experienced by the two arms, that is PS and QR, is 0. That means these two arms of the loop PS and QR do not experience any magnetic force. Now let us take the another two arms, those are PQ and RS. So the PQ arm is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now if you observe that this is the direction of magnetic field and this is PQ and the angle at this point is 90 degrees. PQ is perpendicular to the magnetic field and RS also perpendicular to the magnetic field. So when these arms perpendicular to the magnetic field, they experience the maximum magnetic force. Now the force acting on the arm PQ, this is the PQ, it experiences the force, that is ILB sin 90. Let us say the force experienced by the arm PQ is F1, that is equal to I. The current passing through this arm PQ is I and the length of this arm, that is LB. The magnetic field in this region is B sin 90. The angle between the PQ and the magnetic field is 90 degrees. So sin 90 is equal to 1. Then F1 becomes, F1 is equal to ILB. This is the force experienced by the arm PQ. Similarly, the force experienced by the arm RS, that is F2, let us say, that is equal to ILB sin 90, because the current passing through this RS also I, and length of this RS also L, magnetic field in which the RS is placed, that is also B, and the angle between the RS and the magnetic field here it is 90 degrees. So that's why ILB sin 90, then F2, the force experienced by the RS loop also it is equal to ILB. Now if you observe the two forces experienced by the PQ and RS, so this is the PQ which experiences the force in this direction, and this is the RS, it experiences the force in this direction. That means according to Fleming's left hand rule, we can find this force directions. If we stretch the thumb, forefinger and the middle finger perpendicular to each other, the thumb gives the direction of force and the middle finger gives the direction of electric current, and the forefinger gives the direction of magnetic field. According to the Fleming's left hand rule, the forces are given in this direction. Now these two forces are equal in magnitude, that is ILB and ILB, but opposite in direction. But the line of action of these two forces is different. So due to the different line of action, a couple is produced by these two forces. Due to that couple, the rectangular loop rotates in the anti-clockwise direction. Now the torque produced by that couple, the torque tau is equal to, the definition of torque is the magnitude of either of the forces and the perpendicular distance. Now the magnitude of the either of the forces is ILB into the perpendicular distance between the two forces is exactly, this is the perpendicular distance between the two forces, that is equal to B. So the perpendicular distance is B. Now the torque acting on this loop is equal to I L into B. L into B is the length into breadth, that gives the area capital A, and B is the magnetic field. Now this is the torque acting on the rectangular loop when it is placed in the uniform magnetic field, such that the plane of the loop is in the direction of magnetic field. That means the angle between the magnetic field and the normal drawn to the plane is 90 degrees. This is the simple case what we have discussed. In that case, the torque is IAB. I is the electric current, capital A is the area of the loop, and capital B is the magnetic field. If for n number of turns, this formula can be applied as tau is equal to NIAB. This is the torque acting on the loop. Now let us discuss the second case where the plane of the loop not in the direction of magnetic field. So in the first case we have discussed that the plane of the loop is in the direction of magnetic field. Now the second case is the plane of the loop is not in the direction of magnetic field. Now let us consider this is the case. In this case, the plane of the loop is making some angle with the magnetic field. Now let us consider this is the normal drawn to the plane of the loop, and theta is the angle made by this normal with the magnetic field. In the previous case, the forces acting on the arms QR and PS are 0 because they are parallel to the direction of magnetic field. But in this case, the arms QR and PS are not parallel to the direction of magnetic field. That's why these arms QR and PS, they experience some force. But these two forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, and these forces acts in the same line of action. That's why these two forces get cancelled, and the net force acting on this loop due to QR and PS arms is 0. Due to the arms QR and PS, there is no net force and no net torque acting on the loop. Now let us consider the another arms. Those are PQ and RS. The PQ and RS are perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. So the PQ is perpendicular to the magnetic field direction and RS also perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. Now the force acting on current carrying conductor is ILB sin theta. Now the force acting on the arm PQ, that if you consider as F1, that is equal to ILB sin 90. Sin 90 becomes 1, then F1 is equal to ILB. So F1 is the force acting on the arm PQ. Similarly, RS also perpendicular to the magnetic field. Force acting on the arm RS, let us say that is F2, that is equal to ILB. So RS also perpendicular to the magnetic field, so sin 90. F2 is equal to ILB, that is F1 and F2 both are equal in magnitude. So this is the plane of the loop and these are the forces acting on the loop. So this F1 is the force acting on the PQ arm and F2 is the force acting on the RS loop. So these two forces equal in magnitude, that is F1 is ILB, F2 also is equal to ILB. These two forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, and the lines of action also different. So when the lines of action are different, then these two forces constitute a torque. Due to the torque, the coil rotates. Now the torque experienced by the loop in the magnetic field is given by the torque on the loop, that is equal to magnitude of either of the forces into perpendicular distance. The product of force and perpendicular distance gives the torque. Now the magnitude of either of the forces already we have discussed here, that is both are same, that is ILB, and the perpendicular distance between the forces, that is B sin theta. Now let us see how it is. Now so these are the two forces and this is the plane, that is width of the loop. L is the length of the loop and B is the width of the loop. Now that plane width B we have taken here. So these are the two forces acting. The perpendicular distance between the two forces means whatever we have shown here, this is the perpendicular distance. In the previous case, the perpendicular distance is we have taken B because it is in the plane of the magnetic field. The perpendicular distance between the two forces is B only. But now, so the plane making an angle with the magnetic field. So that's why the perpendicular distance is not B in this case. So the perpendicular distance is, this is the perpendicular distance as shown in the figure. Now let us calculate the perpendicular distance. So N is the normal drawn to the plane and the angle between the normal and the plane is 90 degrees because it is the normal. So at this point the total angle is 90 degrees. Here the plane and the normal both making an angle 90 degrees. Now so this is the angle theta. Theta means the angle made by the normal with the magnetic field is theta. Already we have defined here. Theta is the angle made by the normal with the direction of magnetic field. So theta is the angle made by the normal with the magnetic field. Now if the total angle at this point is 90 degrees and this is theta means, and this angle becomes 90 minus theta. The angle at this point is 90 degrees. So this is like a triangle. The total angle inside the triangle is 180 degrees. So if it is 90 and it is 90 minus theta, then the angle at this point should be theta. Then if you add 90 minus theta plus 90 plus theta, that gives 180 degrees. Minus theta and plus theta get cancelled. The total angle here it is 180 degrees. Then the angle at this point is theta. Similarly, if you apply the same theory here, so if it is 90 minus theta, so it's a symmetric angle, it is also 90 minus theta. So at this point these two are normal. At this point the angle is 90 degrees and this angle should be theta because it is 90 minus theta and it is 90 degrees. So 90 plus 90 minus theta, and at this point the angle should be theta. Then it gives totally 180 degrees because it is the triangle. The total angle, so for the triangle is 180 degrees. Now at this point it is theta. At this point it is theta. That means, so the perpendicular distance between the two forces F1 and F2. So this is the perpendicular distance. Now let us consider half of the perpendicular distance as x. Now this is the angle theta. According to this we have taken this angle is theta. Now if you take sine theta, that is equal to, the formula of sine theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. So for this theta, the opposite side will be x and hypotenuse will be b by 2. Sin theta is equal to x by b by 2. From that x is equal to, if you cross multiply it, you will get b by 2 sin theta. Now the x, the half of the perpendicular distance is x, that is b by 2 sin theta. Now this is also remaining half, that becomes b by 2 sin theta. Now the torque acting on the loop, the magnitude of either of the forces and perpendicular distance. The magnitude of either of the forces is ILB and the perpendicular distance is, so this is the total perpendicular distance. This is b by 2 sin theta and this is b by 2 sin theta. Now the total perpendicular distance is b by 2 sin theta plus b by 2 sin theta. Now that is b sin theta. Now the torque tau is equal to, we know that the length into breadth, that is the area of the loop, because it is the rectangular loop. Length into breadth is the area. L into B can be taken as capital A and B is the magnetic field sin theta. Now tau is equal to IAB sin theta. Now for n number of turns, if you apply the formula, so that becomes tau is equal to NIAB sin theta. If it is a coil having n number of turns, the torque acting on that coil is NIAB sin theta, where theta is the angle made by the normal drawn to the plane with the magnetic field. Now we know that the magnetic moment of a dipole, magnetic dipole, is equal to the product of current and the area of the loop. Now, so from the equation number 1, so if you apply this formula, tau is equal to, in place of I into A we can write M, that is the magnetic dipole moment, into B sin theta. Tau is equal to MB sin theta. Now in the vector form it can be written as tau bar is equal to M bar cross B bar, because the magnetic dipole moment is vector quantity and the magnetic field is vector quantity. It is the sin theta and it can be written as tau bar is equal to M bar cross B bar. This is the vector form for the torque acting on the current carrying loop, which is placed in the uniform magnetic field. Now let us discuss the torque. Tau is equal to MB sin theta, already we have discussed it. Now the vector form is tau bar is equal to M bar cross B bar. So now when theta is equal to 90 degrees, when theta is equal to 90 degrees means the normal drawn to the plane is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now tau is equal to MB sin 90, that is MB. The maximum torque experienced by the loop. Torque on the loop is maximum when the plane of the loop is parallel to B bar. When the plane is parallel, the normal is perpendicular to B bar. That we have taken theta is equal to 90 degrees. Theta is the angle between normal and the magnetic field. Normal drawn to the plane and the magnetic field. Now if the plane is parallel, that normal is perpendicular to magnetic field. Now second case, if theta is equal to 0 degrees, then tau is equal to MB sin 0. The sin 0 value is 0, then the torque experienced by the loop is 0. Now the torque on the loop is 0 when the plane of the loop is perpendicular to B bar. When the plane of the loop is perpendicular to B bar, the normal is parallel to direction of magnetic field. In that case, the torque experienced by the loop is 0. Now this is about the torque experienced by the current carrying loop, which is placed in the uniform magnetic field. Thank you.